Hey everybody, my name is Parker Cook, and I'll be talking about the Tangshan earthquake that happened in China. So it occurred at 3:42 a.m. on July 28th, 1976, and it was caused by a strike slip fault, which is when rocks slip past one another parallel to the strike, and it happened in a northeasterly direction. The earthquake was registered at a 7.5 magnitude on the Richter scale. Um, it was not expected because the fault line had yet to be discovered, and it is now known that it was on the Kangdon fault system. 242,000 were confirmed dead following the earthquake, and that number could range to much higher, even as much as 655,000 could have been dead. It was never an exact number was never given. And on top of that, 700,000, at least 700,000 were injured. So that just shows the human impact, the human loss of life, and how severe that it was. That's nearly almost a quarter of the city's population that had died. And in terms of the infrastructural impact, it destroyed 90% of the buildings. It crippled the water, electric, and sewage systems. So many were without drinking water, electricity in their homes, heat, AC, and they had nowhere to for their sewage to go. And Tangshan, China was an industrial city which relied heavily on coal mines, and the majority of the coal mines were also collapsed when the earthquake happened. And as on top of this, homes, businesses, and hospitals were destroyed. And following the earthquake, shocks were felt 3.5 hours after the initial shock. There were 12 tremors of at least a 6 magnitude on the Richter scale occurring after the initial shock. Some of the environmental impacts include liquefaction of sand, which creates sand blows, and they were recorded up to 10 feet high and lasted for several hours. These would block irrigation canals, which would destroy farmers' crops, and the yield for that year's crop was severely lessened. So some lessons that the area learned was they needed to reinforce their buildings. 85% of the non-reinforced buildings were leveled. So following the earthquake, all the new buildings they built were reinforced and were more structurally sound than those previous. And following the earthquake, there was also an economic boom in Tangshan, China. The citizens came together and wanted to make the place prosperous again and make it livable for everybody once again. So they saw great success following the earthquake. And I used 5 different sources for this project. The top 3 I used for all my facts, and then the bottom 2 I used for the image of the blast or the shock radius, and then as well to show the damage of the earthquake.